Okay, today I'm going to talk about why Remember Me was forgotten. This is one of the games that came out. It came out in June, like the week of E3, or I think it might have been the week before E3. But yeah, that's one reason right there that it was forgotten because Capcom picked a terrible time to make the game come out, to release the game. But So I'm just going to talk about that. I'm going to start a new game. I originally played the game on PC, but I also Capcom sent me a code for the PS3 version. I never got around to playing it, but I played it. I bought the PC version, and then they sent me a review code for um, the PS3 version. And that happens more often than you think. I'll buy a game and then I'll get a review code for it. But anyway, I'm just gonna play the game and talk about why it went forgotten. Let's play on that one. But yeah, I think it kind of went forgotten because it came out at the wrong time. A week before E3, everybody was focused on the PS4 and the Xbox One.
After our boat,
So nobody was really thinking about Remember Me.
I held my husband's hand until the very last second. I can still feel the nails of his fingers sticking into mine, you know?
The first night he said to me, "Let's share our memories." I remember I was sort of afraid, but then he smiled and we hit the switch together, and then I felt everything. For the first time, I was living all of his love for me. It felt so warm and so strong that it almost hurt. For the last 3 years, every day has been our first day.
The weather was so hot that day. The streets stank of this awful smell of burning plastic. I walked with the other children across town until we were outside of Paris. No one fired. The war was over. I don't know if I'll ever find the courage to give these memories to my son, but I'm relieved to know that they are all safe and secure.
Thanks to my Sensen, I choose to remember every defining moment of my life. Good ones and the bad. Thanks to my Sensen, my husband lives on. Here and here.
Talk about propaganda. But yeah, that's kind of one of the sad things about this game. I think it had really a few brilliant ideas, but it just wasn't executed well. It wasn't a bad game, but I feel like it was too linear, and the combat was a little clunky. I wasn't because it uses like a combo system, and I wasn't crazy about that. But I felt like Neo Paris was a great world, and it had some cool ideas, and the story actually isn't half bad. But I feel like Dot Not Entertainment, they just needed more time and more money, and that's something they obviously didn't have because you can tell the game was really made on a tight budget. You know, I'd love to see them work on a sequel, but unfortunately, I'm not very hopeful when it comes to a sequel. I don't think Capcom will greenlight it,
Good day.
but
You hear me?
you know,
Yes,
What is your name?
Nilin.
What year? What did you say?
Nilin.
Damn. Now that's a first. Not to worry. We'll scrape away those last memories. What year is it?
I don't know.
It's 2084. Do you know where you are?
No.
Not so resistant after all. Thank you for your cooperation. Dr. Quaid,
Yes.
This subject is displaying some resistance.
Complete the substitution protocols, then send her to me. I'll erase the last barriers myself.
Yes, Doctor.
And it's kind of ironic that Remember Me will go forgotten, just because it has a name like Remember Me, and they Dot Not Entertainment, they probably jinxed the game by calling it Remember Me. But I would love to see a next generation version if they gave Dot Not Entertainment more time and a bigger budget. I think they could make something great.
Thank you. Now stand up.
And you also have to remember that this is their first game.
Please.
You know.
Forms line to your next assignment.
And I'd hate to see a company fail after one game, because it's definitely promising. It was a promising start. It wasn't perfect.
Move forward.
I mean, how many developers just hit home runs straight out the gate?
I don't remember.
But even if this game never gets a sequel, I do feel like it'll have a cult following in a few years. I think it'll be remembered by a select group of gamers. I know I won't forget it personally, but I tend to remember the games that weren't the games that were kind of on the cups of greatness. I always remember those games because I like to do a lot of what if scenarios in my head. So I'm sure I'll remember it. And actually, it isn't a bad game. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it for a full $60, but I'm sure right now it's probably on sale for like 20 or 30 bucks. If you can find it, I would pick it up.
They're about to wipe your brain, Nathan. Don't let them do it. I need to create a diversion. Be ready to move when I say.
Who are you?
I'm the voice you have to listen to if you want to live.
And also, if you're in the UK, I think this is about to be free for PlayStation Plus members. So if you're over in Europe this week or next week, they're going to make it free for PlayStation Plus. So that's cool. And I definitely think it's one of the games worth downloading.
Network anomaly. Temporary quarantine established. Thank you for...
So if you're in Europe, definitely download it.
That got their attention. Nilin, the large metal shutter is going to raise on your left. If you understood me, move your head. I'm linked to your sensen. I'll feel it. The door. Go under it. Now.
Yeah. I think when I reviewed the game, one of the problems I had, it was kind of like you can look, but you can't touch. The world, Neo Paris, I think it's the art direction is amazing, but you don't get a chance to really explore anything. So you're kind of forced down this narrow path, and I really did not like that. I thought they should have gave you a chance to explore. And I think I failed this the first time I did this part. You gotta run away from this thing. It's kind of like your first real taste of gameplay right here. Whoa.
The passage on your right. Take it.
But yeah. So yeah, I think this game It kind of failed for a few reasons. Bad timing, combat was a little clunky, so when the reviews came out, the reviews weren't that favorable. I think it got like sevens or sixes or something like that. I forget what score I gave it. I know I liked it. I think I gave it an 8. I tend to like games that, other people kind of hate.
Quickly.
But I did talk about its problems. And there are many of them. Which, no, that's not fair. It doesn't have a lot of problems. Like I said, it's just basically it's too linear. And I know a lot of games are linear, but with this one, I really felt like it was just saying, go down this path, and then the combat just got really tedious, and the combo system was also it was a hot mess. I feel like Dotnod, they should have, well, of course they didn't have the budget, but if they did, they should have just hired somebody to just refine the combat and just open the world up a little bit more. But hopefully, if the company goes out of business, I hope that the artists, at least hopefully they find another job, like at a AAA developer or something, because whoever did the art for this game and just the whole art team, they need to be swooped up by a AAA developer, because I think they have big things in their future, because the art direction is amazing.
I need to get out of here. Get me out of here now!
Calm down. My name is Edge. You have to trust me, sis.
I just did, bro, and now I am trapped in a coffin!
I must prepare you for what is waiting outside. The enemy is Memorize, a corporation that has digitized and commoditized memories. They call it Sen technology, and the world is addicted to it. You follow?
Yes.
You were a memory hunter, Nilin, the best. Other hunters merely pillage memories, but you can remix them. And above all, you are an errorist, just like me.
Why did they do this to me?
You were a revolutionary fighter, and my best agent. We all fought to assure that no firm might build a monopoly on all human memories. But I failed. We were rounded up and imprisoned.
Oh, this is all very interesting, but I really have to get out of this coffin now!
The currents are going to take you to Slum 404. Once you've landed, I'll tell you my plan.
But yeah, the game might have also failed because it had a female protagonist. I know before the game came out, as the developers, they said some of the publishers wanted them to change Nilin into a man because they said games with female protagonists, they often fail. Which, I guess that's kind of true besides something like Tomb Raider, because you kind of look at a game like Mirror's Edge or Beyond Good and Evil. Yeah, so I think gamers, male gamers, of course, they prefer the male leads, the generic Space Marines and the ball-headed male leads. But I think Dotnod, they did take a chance by making Nilin a woman, and she's actually an interracial woman. So you don't see that a lot in a video game. Now here's the first taste of the combat, and once I got to the combat, I kind of knew. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna like this. But I didn't hate it. It's weird. It's weird. I didn't hate the combat, but it wasn't deep enough, and it's kind of clunky. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute.
Pain is shared now. Fear is lost now. A new us. Tears and grins. Look!
What they did, world and stuff, like with all the political stuff going on, and the divide between the rich and these type of creatures, and who just get their memories wiped and then just get disposed of. So they did a really good job with the world building.
Sister? Meet.
How about friend? I'm not part of your tribe. Is that it?
Okay. So, yeah.
I don't want to fight you.
You're gonna have to, Nil, and these guys will kill you. Use your presence.
Yeah, it was like the presence. That was... Yeah, I didn't like that, the combos. Because the combos weren't really... They were customizable, but they weren't. You were just changing what they do. Like, you would press the same buttons, but it would do something different. So you would give them different effects. So, like, you could press X, 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 and then once you do that combo, it could give her... make her powers recharge faster, or you could customize it to where it makes her get extra health. So it was the same combos, but they just had different effects because you can change their effects. So I really didn't like that because essentially you were pressing the same buttons throughout most of the game. And let's see, you just go. Yeah, and that was just a 3-hit combo. So you just press square 3 times, and then it does the 3-hit combo. But essentially, you're pressing the same buttons throughout most of the game. So it basically boils down to, and that's another thing about the game. You can tell where it was kind of influenced by games like Arkham Asylum, Uncharted, kind of like the new Tomb Raider, to where you can tell it was kind of like a greatest hits of the best games of this generation. But where Tomb Raider, on the other hand, Tomb Raider succeeded in taking all these games and mashing them into one amazing game. Remember Me, it takes all these ideas, but it kind of mashes them into just an okay game. So it has like some stuff from Uncharted with just like the platforming. The combat is kind of like what you would find in something like Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, and stuff like that. So it takes all those ideas, but it doesn't quite execute them as well as Tomb Raider took all the ideas and executed them.
Okay, you need to get out of here. Go find Headache Tommy. I told him you were back in the game.
Who?
He runs a bar at the top of Slum 404. Start by climbing out of this dump, and I'll give you directions as and when.
See, now the game, that's another reason why the game, it's so linear, and it tells you exactly where to go. You see those arrows, you're like, oh, jump over there, and you can't disable them. So it's linear, and it basically just tells you exactly where to go. It's like, jump here, jump there, and there's nowhere to really explore. Like, I can go down here, but it's such a narrow area.
Number 1, escape from amnesia.
Yeah, it's such a narrow area.
Civilization.
But even if this game turned out better, I still think it would have gone forgotten, just because the timing was just really bad, and Capcom didn't really do a lot to promote it. You know, like I don't think I've even seen a commercial for it or anything like that. But even though it was very linear, I actually really liked the platforming, because it basically is kind of like Uncharted's platforming, to where It's basically automatic, but I don't know. I liked it. Some of the set pieces are really cool. But once again, it's like a look, but you can't touch because you can't go too far.
Tommy guy.
Tommy was your closest friend, a former memory hunter who's still faithful to our cause. His bar is in a cargo hull over the canal locks in Slum 404, the Leaking Brain. You can't miss it.
Yeah, and even though this was using the Unreal Engine, yeah, the graphics were pretty... it's weird. It's kind of like BioShock Infinite, to where the graphics, they aren't really aiming for realism, so it doesn't look photorealistic, but the art style makes the graphics look amazing, kind of like with BioShock Infinite. And I think that just shows that art style goes a long way.
The meat stinks.
Now, especially, I played this on PC, and this version looks okay, but once you play that PC version, like on high settings, it looks great. This version doesn't look too bad, but the PC one, it has, the textures are a little bit better and the lighting.
Food served all day at the Leaking Brain. Today's specials: crunchy crab cake a la Tommy and sewer shrimps.
But yeah, it's just really a shame because the world was just, if you look at it, it has like this rundown, almost like Blade Runner feel to it. It's kind of like the future according to the 1980s, with all the neon and stuff like that. So, and actually, since I said the 1980s, the game classic novel 1984, and that's why it takes place in 2084. Like 100 years after 1984, because it has that whole totalitarian government, and the information and everything is controlled and all that good stuff. All that bad stuff. But yeah, the world is just, it really does. I mean, at the end of the year, if there's awards for like best art direction, I definitely think this probably will be in the top 5 out of all the games I played this year as far as art direction goes.
Defeated.
As far as actual gameplay goes, it wouldn't even be in the top 20, unfortunately. And there's the arrow again. Jump.
There, not there.
And they did try to put some stuff to where you can find like hidden objects. If you look in here, look at that, it shows you where the hidden objects were. And the world, it looks so lived in.
There must be someone up here.
Oh. Yep, there's no one. Yeah, you'd be lost without those arrows. But yeah, I actually didn't mind the platforming, even though it was very linear. And now here's another combat section.
Come back and play.
Yeah, I'll play with you, alright. You're low on health. And now here's a 5-hit combo. But yeah, once again, that was one of the problems with the game. Just the combat system, the combos, you're doing the same thing. And now I have to make up a combo. Okay. And it's a little confusing too. Okay. Regeneration. I should have did that. Oh yeah, one of my combos are broken. See, I just didn't. They could have really done without this combo system. It's like, huh? It's very confusing. But anyway. Now my health is low. But yeah, see that combo, it kind of gave your health back if you pull it off. It'll give you some health. But you're still pressing the same buttons. But as you can see, my health is going up. But yeah, I applaud them for trying something different with the combat system, with the presence thing, but if they ever do make a sequel, they need to get rid of that. Essentially what it leads to is just jumping around, pressing square. Yeah, I am dodging you. And, you know, some games have bullet sponges. This game kind of has punch sponges. Because they take too many punches to kill, too. Like, you have to... It's not very fun. Even when you get your other powers, they still kind of overstay their welcome. And that was kind of mirrored in some of the reviews for the game. Whoa. Yeah. The combat system, it isn't fun. It gets a little bit better when you start getting some of the other powers, but it always feels like a chore. If I jumped. Okay.
With a leaper? Has Johnny Greenteeth been crying your name out in the dark? I couldn't care less, 'cause my life.
And there's another one of those things, but they're not really too hard to find. Because there's only so few places you can go. Oh, and more combat. And new combo. You basically see all the combos. And they really force you to do this. They should have made it kind of automatic to where you don't really have to bother with it. That's something they could have did. They could have made it automatic to where you don't have to bother with the combos. And those arrows. And this is one of those set pieces to where, you know, it gets really cinematic.
Get off of me!
Now, I love these type of little moments in games, even though, like I said, it has no challenge, but and this game used to be called Adrift, and it was going to be a PlayStation 3 exclusive, but Sony decided to bail on the game, and then eventually Capcom picked it up. And you can kind of tell that it had like that PlayStation DNA, because it does it has that Uncharted feel at times with just the platforming and all the set pieces. So I kind of feel like I can tell that it was going to be a PlayStation 3 exclusive at one point.
Ah! Bad child! I lied! Ah! The flies are eating me! Oh!
And I feel like there were too many combat sections. It was just like platforming, combat, platforming, combat. It wasn't a good balance between it, all the stuff.
I ground you.
Yeah, it wasn't a good balance between these sections, and once again, the combat feels really tedious. Fighting these sponges. And then you gotta beat these guys up that are around him. And this is on the medium difficulty, but even on the easiest difficulty, the combat can be quite tedious. I see you. Yeah, look, see, it shouldn't take all these punches to kill these things. Nope. I see, it takes too much to kill them.
Confront me!
Yeah, see, that match could have been like
The Leapers are attacking.
2 minutes shorter.
We're citizens.
All right. I'll believe you.
Come on, move it. Tommy's waiting for you at the Leaking Brain.
But yeah, if you can get this game for super cheap, or you can get it on PlayStation Plus, if you're in Europe, do it. It's worth it. you know, just wouldn't pay $60 for it. But of course, I don't think you're gonna find it for $60 anymore. Hell, if you can even find it in any stores, they haven't got rid of all the copies.
They have become productive servants of society. The Reconversion Project by memory.
Yeah, one thing that was really cool though was the story, and something you won't see in this video is the memory, the remixes to where Nilla can kind of go inside people's head and remix their memories. Now those parts are really cool, but there's only like 4 of them in the game, so yeah, they probably should have put more of those in the game.
Cross the floating market to that warehouse. It's a shortcut to Tommy's bar.
See, and here's how I kind of show this. You can't really interact with your environment. Like you see all these people,
anyone into this district.
all the robots around, and you really can't interact with none of it. It's just like window dressing. It's just like you can go over here and look, and and that was one of the hidden things, but it wasn't really hidden.
I guess manners aren't the fashion anymore.
And here's a conveniently placed ladder. Whoa! I underjumped. Okay. Okay, now I guess I'll run and jump. Woo!
I'm not gonna turn you in, but I'm not letting you past.
Okay, I didn't want to get past you. And that's like your first taste of the powers. They make combat a little bit more enjoyable, but it still becomes tedious.
What was that thing?
That's a good sign, sister. With time, other memories will come back. You're almost there. Follow Tommy's flying drones to his bar.
Give me a memory, man. Anything will do. Just need a fix. My last one. And I'll
Nice shortcut, Edge.
And then also, the book straight out of Uncharted, all the falling ledges. That happens a lot. You'll jump on something and it'll break, and whoa.
Don't stop, Million. Stop. Well, no going back. Finally, the leaking brain.
Leaking Brain. Yeah, the music is also pretty good too.
Bob, shut up!
I definitely think this could have been one of the best games to come out this year. If they nailed the combat and the world was just a little bit bigger, the game would have actually been pretty great. But as it stands, it's just a good game.
You're damn hard if you don't quit clubbing, you.
Johnny wants my heart for Christmas. You know that, huh, Tommy?
You're safe here, Bob. Don't sweat it.
Whoa! B! Edge did it!
Nayland, it seems like a lifetime.
I'm sorry. I have no memory of you.
You really can't remember this pretty boy face of mine?
I'm sorry.
Hell. Well, we all lost bits and pieces in the war. But you're free, sweetheart. That's what counts.
I guess. Feels like I'm lost.
First things first, sister. Let's get you out of those straps. That glove over there, it's yours. I rescued it from your safe house, along with your fancy combat skin. Lucky thing they caught you on a day off. Now this is 100% Nilin. Way above the model I used to use. It's beyond me, sister. You're the only one who can use it.
What did they do to you?
Down there, in La Bastille. Unlike you, I had to stay for the whole program. Well then, let's get you changed. Your combat skin is in the locker. Call Johnny! Big advantage with the natives is they've got the memory of a goldfish. No risk of him turning you over to Olga Sedova.
The bounty hunter? Is she dangerous?
Determined. She'll turn the slum inside out to catch you.
Yeah.
Just to catch you. Typical brain rat. Barely outside and already working.
Dylan?
This is for you, David.
Yeah, this is where the memory remixes come in, and so I'm just going to show this off, and then I'm just going to stop after this, because this was one of the good parts about the game, but they didn't have enough of these in it. There's only like 4 of these. So I think they should have removed some of the combat and put more remixes in, because the game would have definitely benefited from this, even though this is mostly trial and error too.
This is for you, David.
This memorial transfusion has a good chance of healing your husband, Mrs. Sedova. Shared happy memories have an extremely positive impact on patients. The syndrome that your husband suffers from is a classic. Excessive memorial deletions, acute dependency on exterior mnemonic triggers. Aggravated risk.
See if I can remember how I killed him last time.
Sure.
And these memory remixes also lead to a few cool scenarios. I won't spoil it if anybody hasn't played the game yet, but you know, the game definitely needed more of these and
Lubricate the process and help ease his receptivity to the transfusion.
Come on, David. Remember us. Remember yourself.
Memorial transfusion complete.
Don't worry. NMP is the best hospital for the treatment of memorial afflictions. Everything will be all right with time.
Yes, of course.
time and money.
Ah, good. The initial results are encouraging. We need to schedule more treatments. Great deal more. It's an extremely expensive process.
Continue, Dr. Quaid. I can cover his treatment.
Make Dr. Quaid kill David. Okay. Okay, so now I just need to rewind. Look for memory glitches. Doo-doo. Activate that one.
Best hospital for the treatment of memorial afflictions. Everything will be all right with time.
Yes, of course.
Only thing sucked about this is this also can get tedious, even though I think it was a cool gameplay mechanic, but it can get tedious.
Treatments. Great deal more. It's an extremely...
If you fail, you have to watch.
I can cover his treatment.
course, it was not enough. I'm not going to unlock the strap now. Okay. Okay.
Complete.
Let's do this.
So empty. So true.
Try to remember us, David. Our first time. Come back, David.
Let's do the strap too. Now let's see what happens.
You must come back.
Don't worry. Olympia is the best hospital for the treatment of memorial afflictions. Everything will be.
Okay, that didn't do much. But yeah, if they do make a sequel, they need to put more of these in, and they also need to kind of streamline them. Because...
Memorial flux inversion in progress.
Doctor, pouring into me. Stop him!
Mrs. Sedova?
Collapse of donor identity imminent.
oh, I killed her.
Where is he?
Yep, don't want to do that. Okay, I'm going to kill her, so don't want to do that. Let's cancel that out. Okay.
Identity. Short.
Yeah.
Shattering.
Okay.
Already fragmented.
Okay, let's see.
Should help ease.
Don't want to interact with that. I think I want to unloosen this strap now. Loosen that. I unloosen this strap, or can I...
David, we're going.
It's too soon for an autopsy.
Okay, he just moved that.
David, our time.
Okay.
Back, David.
Let's see, with all this stuff unlocked.
Come back.
Don't worry. Olympia is the best hospital for the treatment of memorial afflictions.
How did I get through this last time?
All right.
I forget how I got through this.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay, let's see something. Cancel that out. Has to be something else in here. And I can, this, I think.
Triggers.
Okay.
Aggregate risk of floating identity. Personality. inevitable already.
Okay.
Shattering an already fragmented personality. Here.
That'd make David a bit crazy.
Doctor, what's wrong?
Okay, now let me unlock this.
David, remember yourself.
Why do you crawl? What? The flies eat me. The flies eat me.
Okay. I think this should do the trick.
Scum.
Yeah, this should do the trick.
How is this possible? Take my eyes.
Yeah, this will do the trick. Get him to kill him. Well, that took longer.
Degenerate, die!
Okay. And that's kind of cruel to kill her husband in front of her like that, but I guess it had to be done. Of course it had to be done. But, no. So I'm basically done with this for now. But, well, so why was Remember forgotten? I think it was basically forgotten, just to recap, just because it came out at the wrong time. It came out a week before E3, and the reviews were kind of lukewarm because the gameplay wasn't that great. The combat was a little repetitive and,
Yes.
you know, shit like that. And I think there's a few things that I think it failed for a few reasons, just because of that. The bad release date, the lukewarm reception, Capcom didn't advertise it. It did have a female protagonist with a story that wasn't like some male adolescent power fantasy, so it already had like 3 or 4 strikes against it, and of course that led to failure. And it was from an unknown developer like Dot Nod Entertainment. It a new IP at the end of a console generation to where everyone wants sequels. So actually it had like 5 or 6 things against it, and I think that's the reason why it failed. And hopefully we see a next generation version, but I'm not getting my hopes up. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm done for today. See you tomorrow.
That's the Nilin I know. A magician. Nobody can turn heads quite like you.
First you hit me, then you ruin my little business. You want a love-hate relationship, you got one.
Whatever, we're wasting time.
Thanks, Tommy, truly.
You haven't lost it, sweetheart. Edge was right to bet it all on you. Everybody's counting on you!
My head may still be full of amnesia, but the risks Tommy and Edge have taken to free me have got me feeling troubled. Now they want me to punish Neo-Paris' privileged few. Edge talks about a clandestine mission to be accomplished in the heart of the Saint-Michel Comfortress. About a brutal wake-up of this high-security district, making it fertile for the seeds of revolution. And why not? Though his fight is legitimate, it's his friendship that has been clinging to my drifting thoughts. Why did our enemies erase my memory? Am I really that dangerous? In my chest, my throat, on the tips of my fingers, I can feel the throb of the power that scares them so. It scares me too. The power to take what someone is, their memories, and bend them to my will. To rewrite their history. To play God. The mere thought sends me reeling. If this ability really is the core of who I once was, then I must relearn what has been taken from me. I must master this talent.